loaded baked potato. It can be breakfast, it can be lunch or dinner. It doesn't matter. Today, it's a chicken bacon ranch loaded baked potato for lunch. As always, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here today joining me in my tiny kitchen. I, of course, am Annie, and this is Annie's Smoking Pot. Right now, I am getting these potatoes ready because we are gonna put them in the microwave. I'm just poking some holes in it so they don't explode in there. So let's go ahead and get those going for about 10 minutes. Now that we've got that going, let's go ahead and get some oil into our skillet because we're going to be cooking up our protein that's going to go in there. We don't need a lot of oil because our bacon that we're going to cook up is going to render out some fat for us. And we're going to cut this up into just some nice bite-sized little pieces with my little knife, because why not? My little knife doesn't get enough playtime in my kitchen. Tiny little pieces. And we're going to go ahead and get that starting to render out in our pan while we get our chicken ready. I am using a chicken breast today. You can use a thigh if you prefer. And I have decided to try something different. Usually I cut my chicken into bite-sized cubes, but today I want to do thin little strips that we're going to put inside of that potato. From end to end, there's going to be chicken in there. And I am cutting against the grain. I think chicken has grain. It kind of runs this way, so I'm just cutting against it so that the chicken will pull apart easier when you do go to take a bite. All right, let's stir our bacon up, and we're going to go ahead and let that cook out just for a little bit longer, and then we're going to go ahead and add the chicken into the same pan. That way it'll all get done about the same time. This is going to finish off in my air fryer, but pretty much just to kind of cook everything through all the way. So you don't want the bacon, like right now, it's not nearly done enough. It does need to be done a little bit more than that, but not much. All right, we're going to go ahead and shove that aside and add our chicken in there. It's all going to end up in the same spot, so it doesn't matter if it shares a pan. And we'll break it up more, of course, when it's completely cooked. If you've got a flat top too, you could always cook the chicken on a flat top. That would probably be really good, or on your barbecue grill. Get a little bit of charcoal flavor. Okay, we're going to add some salt and pepper to our chicken. And this is purely to your taste. You don't want salt, don't do salt. You don't want pepper, don't do pepper. You don't want either, don't do either. That's the great thing about cooking. You can take any recipe that you see, you read about, you watch about, whatever, and make it your own. You know, there are some people that like to play outside, and then there's me. I like to play with my food. And as always, you know, it doesn't have to be pretty what you cook. It doesn't have to be a masterful plate. It just has to be tasty. All right, let's go ahead and just mix all that in there together, kind of get a little bit of that bacon flavor now in the chicken, since that chicken is coming along nicely, as is the bacon. Get my big bowl ready. So we're gonna add it to our bowl, grease and all, because that just adds flavor. And to this bowl, can't have chicken bacon ranch without some ranch. So we're gonna add a little bit of ranch because we're gonna save a little bit for the inside of the potato. And cream cheese. That's just gonna add another level of creaminess to this dish. And you wanna add it while your chicken and your bacon is still warm so that it melts down a bit and blends in really well. You don't want big chunks of cream cheese when you take a bite. And that is good to go. We're just gonna move that aside and get those potatoes. It is a hot potato, so I suggest an oven mitt. These are hot. So I'm gonna let them rest just for a few minutes before we continue. All right, we're gonna cut the tops off to make just like a little flat edge so that we can dig in there and get the filling out. Ooh, that's hot potato. Let's go ahead and get the insides of those potatoes out now. We're not gonna use the inside of the potatoes, so I'm just gonna put them into a bowl and save it for later. Mashed potatoes, you can make arepas with these. You can make pierogies with these. You can just make mashed potatoes and gravy if you want. You want to don't go too far that you break through the skin, but you do want to have a nice little well in there, just like that. These are cooked to perfection. I love microwaved potatoes. They're so quick and easy. They're great, just a great meal. If you don't know what to make for dinner one night, pop a couple of potatoes in your microwave, and then you can top them with anything you want. You know, chicken bacon ranch, for instance. Where I live and where I shop, this meal right here, it's gonna run maybe $4. All right, let's get to stuffing. This is the fun part. Remember that leftover ranch we had? Let's go ahead and we're just gonna put it on the inside of those potatoes. and just kind of brush it on in there. Just add a little bit more ranch flavor to the inside of that potato, just like that. It smells so good already. And stuff time. We're gonna shove some chicken down on in each one. And there's actually probably enough here. If I can really load these guys up, or I could probably get enough to make 2 more potatoes. But I don't have any more potatoes, so I'm gonna hang on to this, chop it up later, and turn it into a really nice dip to put on some crackers. Let's go ahead and get our air fryer going. We are just doing that just to crisp them up a bit and to melt some cheese on top, because we are going to add a little bit of cheese. This is just a blend of Parmesan, Romano, and Asiago cheese. We're just going to put it right on top just like that. Now we just wait for our air fryer and hope they don't fall over. Fall over, little guys. Very gingerly in there. Oh, there we go. In 5 minutes, we're going to have a delicious lunch. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh my Lanta. Look at those beauties. Jaws of life in it, so as not to burn myself. There we go. You know, if you've got a little fresh parsley, top them with parsley if you want. Little drizzle sauce. But to me, this looks great just the way it is. Oh, it's hot though, so be careful. Oh my gosh, it's just so hot. Oh, look at that. Chicken, bacon ranch in every bite. Every bite. Oh my gosh, it just all looks so delicious. My big old knife. You could actually just use a butter knife if you want it, but that's really good. That Parmesan, Romano, Asiago cheese blend, highly recommend it. It adds almost I don't want to say a meatiness to it, but it really gives a good flavor. So you know what? Just make it. Just feed your food whole. Make your food whole happy. Right? Right. But as always, thank you so much for joining me here at Annie's Smoking Pot. And until next time, bye.